Good morning, America. For our viewers in the West, voters hitting the polls, the dangerous heat sweeping across the South.
A cruise ship scare, and did we just see the catch of the year? Just wait for it.
Breaking news. The key primary results overnight, including the Alaska race that could decide control of the Senate, the battle of the Dan Sullivans, plus the major upset in Florida and what it means for the midterms.
Hayden Panettiere's mother speaking out. What she's saying about Hayden's troubled relationship with her ex, who was on the scene when police arrived. Plus, the new details revealed in the police report.
Newly released video. This morning, a closer look at the deadly medical jet crash in Philadelphia, killing all 6 people on board and 2 more on the ground.
Unrelenting heat, more than 70 million waking up to extreme, even record-breaking temperatures stretching along the southern half of the nation. Miami hitting an all-time high. Is a break on the way?
Stretched too thin? New questions this morning as the Navy confirmed that a power failure left the U.S. destroyer without drinkable water, working toilets or air conditioning for 4 days.
Another police officer accused of misusing flock cameras. Plus, why one county is looking to press pause on flock cameras, how the company is responding.
Dramatic testimony in the high-profile Lindsay Clancy trial from the psychologist who treated her and her former mother-in-law.
Mostly she had insomnia. She was losing her appetite. She was very anxious.
Saying Lindsay was begging for help and what she did after testimony was over.
Costco's big move entering the Medicare market, what it means for seniors.
Tipping point. Look what happens when a cruise ship makes a sudden turn, where that rushing water came from.
Remembering a game changer.
You've gone to sports heaven.
This morning, we celebrate the life of Bill Rasmussen, the co-founder of ESPN, passing away at 93, as we look at his life and his undisputed worldwide leader in sports legacy.
And the Brewers are feeling 22. Not 1, not 2, but 22 record-breaking runs overnight. And is this the catch of the year?
At the wall, he lifts
Fernando's Grand Slam robbery for the books and his 2 home runs to seal the deal. Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Wednesday. Good morning, America. Good morning, America. Made that look pretty easy, but it wasn't. I'm sure it wasn't. But what a night on the baseball diamond. We're going to have much more on that in our play of the day.
It is a mighty, mighty busy Wednesday morning here. Take a look at this video. Ooh, scary moments on board a Carnival cruise ship, tilting as water rushes over the decks. We'll have more on that coming up.
And also look at these tourists taking pictures in a normally calm river. Well, they are suddenly swept away by a raging flash flood. We're going to have much more from that startling video in Thailand just ahead.
That had to be very scary. Plus, we are going to have the latest on the urgent manhunt underway for this masked man terrorizing people in Philadelphia, apparently filming the encounter. But we're going to begin with the key primary results breaking overnight. Let's go right to Jay O'Brien, who is tracking the potential impact on the control of the Senate. Good morning to you, Jay.
Robin, good morning to you. And voters in 4 states going to the polls yesterday. Some big surprises overnight, but all eyes were on that critical state of Alaska and what that race could mean for control of the Senate.
Overnight, in a race that could decide control of the Senate, Alaska primary voters advancing incumbent Republican Senator Dan Sullivan and Democratic challenger Mary Peltola to the November ballot. Sullivan rallying supporters overnight.
We are going to win for Alaska in November, and we are going to win for the great country, the United States of America that we love. Thank you again, everybody. We are on to the general election.
And Peltola, a former Democratic congresswoman, promising to be an independent voice in the Senate. But Alaska allows for 4 candidates, regardless of party, to advance to the general election ballot. And this morning, it's unclear if that will include Dan J. Sullivan, a candidate with virtually the same name as the senator. ABC News has learned the Justice Department issued a series of subpoenas to those tied to Dan J. Sullivan's campaign, probing whether he's part of a conspiracy to purposefully confuse voters, something Sullivan has strongly denied. In a plea to Republicans, President Trump posting, "Alaska, be careful. Vote for the real Dan Sullivan." Meantime, in Florida, the Democratic Party's deep divisions on full display. Self-declared Democratic Socialist and State Representative Angie Nixon beating Alexander Vindman in the primary to take on Republican Senator Ashley Moody, expected to be an uphill battle for Democrats this fall. Vindman was backed by establishment party leaders, and his campaign raised $16 million. None of it was enough to beat Nixon, who joined the DSA in the middle of her campaign.
We, the hard-working, everyday people of Florida, sent a shockwave to the Washington, D.C. establishment.
But far-left challengers coming up short elsewhere on the ballot, unable to unseat Florida Congressman Jared Moskowitz and veteran Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz. And in the race to replace the late South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham, his sister, the current Senator Darlene Graham, and Congressman Ralph Norman squaring off in their final debate before a primary runoff next week. Graham giving a stunning answer for a sitting senator when asked about national security.
I'm just going to be honest here. I'm not on national security. I'm not that informed on national security, but I do support the military.
Back to Florida, incumbent Republican Congressman Corey Mills, he's embattled, lost his primary last night. Despite an endorsement from President Trump, Mills is facing a Department of Justice investigation, sources tell ABC News, and a House Ethics Committee probe. He's denied any wrongdoing, Robin.
And Jay, speaking of the president, ABC News has learned that President Trump voted by mail in the Florida primary.
That's right, Robin. Despite railing against the practice, President Trump voted by mail in yesterday's primaries. It's the second time this year he's done so. Responding, the White House says that President Trump has advocated for stricter guardrails on mail-in voting, Robin.
All right, our thanks to you, Jay. Michael?
All right, thank you, Robin. Now to what a police report is telling us about this morning about the sudden death of Hayden Panettiere as her mother speaks out about her daughter's death and the on-again, off-again boyfriend who was with her at the end. Trevor Alt has the latest for us. Good morning, Trevor.
Good morning, Michael. And there have been so many tributes coming in for actress Hayden Panettiere, as authorities say they're still working to finalize the cause of her death. But we have now obtained the police report detailing her cardiac arrest and how her boyfriend and his brother are said to have responded when they learned she died and they were there. This morning, a newly obtained police report reveals new details about the shocking death of star actress Hayden Panettiere and who investigators say was with her when she died. According to police, Panettiere's on and off again boyfriend Brian Hickerson and his brother Zach were also there at this South Carolina apartment complex when Panettiere suffered a cardiac arrest, and they say the brothers called 911.
Have a cardiac arrest. CPR is in progress.
Police say EMS attempted to perform life-saving methods for an extended amount of time before they called the time of death. They say the boyfriend's brother Zach was very emotional while EMS were working on Hayden. Brian did not become emotional until EMS declared her officially deceased. And afterward, they say Brian showed officers the bag of medication Hayden is currently on. Police say they found no indications of foul play or suspicious circumstances, and the preliminary autopsy found no signs of trauma, with her cause of death still pending. Now Panettiere's mother is speaking out in a new interview, saying this person in her life that we've been trying to get rid of for quite some time was with her at her death, and that was Brian Hickerson. The couple did have a tumultuous history that included domestic violence.
The abuse, the fact that I allowed this person not only into my life, but for how long I put up with it.
She chronicled that alleged abuse in her memoir released months ago, including Hickerson being charged with multiple counts of felony abuse.
Brian pleaded no contest, but I knew that with what I was telling the police, he was sure to be found guilty. It ate at me, but I had to do what was right in the eyes of the law. Tell that to my heart, though. Despite all he'd done to me, I still loved Brian for who I believed he was.
Hickerson served 45 days in jail and recently told TMZ he had regrets, but said they were still friends.
I went into such a dark place, man. Drugs, alcohol. Dude, Good God almighty.
Police have reiterated they found nothing suspicious at the scene of Hayden's death. Her mother calls her daughter an amazingly talented person, but adds, I think young people who grow up in the entertainment industry, it is a struggle.
And Panettiere talked openly in her memoir about the lifelong scars that came with becoming famous so young and her struggles with addiction and postpartum depression. We did reach out to Brian Hickerson through his attorney. We have not heard back. Robin.
All right, thanks to you, Trevor. We're going to turn now to the newly released video of the deadly medical jet crash in Philadelphia. Morgan Norwood is here tracking the latest details. Good morning to you, Morgan.
Good morning to you, Robin. You know, this flight barely had time to get off the ground before something went horribly wrong. Well, now, more than a year and a half later, we're seeing this new video. This is from multiple angles, but one key source of answers from the cockpit may have been lost years before the crash.
Newly released video is giving investigators and the public their closest look yet at the deadly medical jet crash in Northeast Philadelphia. The NTSB releasing hundreds of pages of investigative records, including surveillance, doorbell, and dash camera video, along with photographs and flight data. The Learjet 55 is seen here before departing Northeast Philadelphia Airport on January 31st, 2025, carrying an 11-year-old patient, her mother, 2 pilots, and 2 medical crew members on a flight home to Mexico. Investigators say the aircraft was airborne for less than a minute. The jet climbed to about 1,600 feet, entered a left turn, then plunged toward the ground at nearly 10,000 feet per minute, while accelerating to more than 275 miles per hour. The crash and massive fireball that followed captured on multiple cameras. All 6 people on board were killed, along with 2 people on the ground. More than 20 others were injured. Among the newly released materials are personal items recovered from the scene and pieces of the aircraft. Investigators have also said the cockpit voice recorder was not recording the flight and likely had not been functioning for years. The NTSB stresses the cause of the crash remains unknown.
And so the big question this morning, why that jet went down, of course, that remains unanswered. The NTSB says its investigation continues with a final report and probable cause still to come. Incredibly horrible.
Yeah, it really is. All right, Morgan, thank you so much for that. And now more than 70 million Americans across the southern half waking up this morning to brutal heat. Ginger is tracking the scorcher, and good morning, Ginger.
So Miami hit 100 degrees, guys, and you look at me and you say, don't they always do that? No, they've actually only ever hit actual 100 degrees one other time since records began in 1895. It feels like it's above 100 often in Miami because of all the humidity, but that's actually what keeps it away from hitting 100. But either way, they did tie their all-time record high yesterday, and they were not alone. A lot of places had daily records or tied them, from Little Rock to McAllen, Texas, Fayetteville, Arkansas, Charleston, South Carolina. A lot of these people, like Charleston, going on a stretch of 9 days at 95 plus. Those heat advisories from New Bern, North Carolina, right on down through Tampa, Pensacola, Dallas, an extreme heat warning. Dallas, you are going to stay at 105 or above for actual air temperature all through next week. Here's a look at the 4-day. All right, guys.
All right, thanks to you, Ginger. Now to concerns about the strain on the U.S. military as the war with Iran approaches the 6-month mark. We're learning a U.S. Navy destroyer suffered a power failure, leaving those on board without basic necessities for days. Chief Global Affairs anchor Martha Raddatz is in Washington with the latest on that. Good morning to you, Martha.
Good morning, Robin. The Navy is meeting the constant demands, the sailors doing their jobs. But this morning, we are learning of more stunning problems at sea, while President Trump warns the war could escalate once again. This morning, President Trump digging in, threatening more action in the Strait of Hormuz, despite growing strains on the U.S. military, with new revelations this morning about troubles on another warship. In the South China Sea last month, the Navy confirms a power failure aboard the USS Benfold left sailors without potable water, working toilets, or air conditioning for 4 days. Tugboats had to tow the Benfold to the Philippines, where sailors were provided food and lodging while the destroyer was repaired. That ship was part of the carrier strike group heading to the Middle East to relieve the USS Lincoln aircraft carrier, whose crew has been at sea for more than 260 grueling days as part of the Iran war effort. The ship has not had a port call all year. Reports of low morale and poor living conditions on the Lincoln prompted CENTCOM Commander Admiral Brad Cooper to the carrier earlier this week. Cooper saying the Lincoln currently has among the lowest number of cases related to mental health, but he conceded this doesn't mean that all is perfect, describing long periods at sea as uniquely challenging and tough.
Thanks to the service and sacrifice of the best of Americans, we will ensure that Iran never gets a nuclear weapon.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, whose role is traditionally non-political, was on the campaign trail in Iowa Tuesday, where he tried to gin up support for his proposed $1.5 trillion Pentagon budget. But nearly 6 months after the U.S. and Israel launched strikes against Tehran, a new poll shows a majority of Americans disapprove of the strikes against the regime, with 80% of Americans now fearing the war will go on for an extended period of time. Part of the strain on the military is because of the sheer demands around the globe, in addition to the Middle East, from Africa to Europe and the Pacific, as well as missions along the U.S. southern border. All of these making it difficult to maintain the ships and give our service members the time at home they deserve. Michael?
Yeah, they definitely deserve some time at home, Martha. Thank you so much for that. And we're going to turn now to new development this morning in the backlash over flock surveillance systems used by police across the U.S. A Massachusetts police officer is facing the possibility of dismissal and charges while there's a call in Ohio community to hit pause on flock. Faith Bube has the story.
This morning, those controversial license plate tracking cameras made by Flock back in the spotlight. A Massachusetts police officer on leave at risk of losing his job and possibly facing criminal charges for allegedly abusing the technology. The Stowe Police Department says Officer Jason Rogers improperly accessed information about someone he knows 5 different times in the Flock database. The highly scrutinized Flock cameras automatically photograph every passing vehicle into a database that officers can search without a warrant. A fight now brewing in one Ohio community over the technology. A county commissioner calling for the Lucas County Sheriff's Department to pause its use of Flock cameras until an audit can determine what legal authority officers are using to access the data and how to protect residents from mass surveillance.
This is mass surveillance at scale.
But the sheriff defiant, calling the technology a game changer. There have been multiple reports across the country of law enforcement officers misusing the database, including using them to stalk women. Critics calling these cameras an invasion of privacy. Some are being vandalized in acts of protest. The growing backlash led Flock to announce new changes last week, including requiring a criminal case number for their database searches and a promise to delete the camera data after 7 days instead of 30.
And guys, as we speak, another police officer is waking up in prison, this time in Wisconsin, after he was sentenced just this week for also using the system for personal reasons. The bigger question critics are still asking is whether the changes Flock has promised is enough to stop these violations and privacy concerns. Guys.
All right. Thanks to you, Morgan. How about we lighten the mood a little bit?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's go.
There is an apparent new mate for the internet's favorite bald eagle. Sam is here with the story, and Sam, millions have been following Shadow.
A lot, but for some background for some folks who might not know, right? So good morning, Robin. Good morning, everyone. Shadow has been mourning the death of his longtime mate, Jackie, who died last week after being treated for 23 days at the Ojai Raptor Center in California. Now, Jackie and Shadow's webcam became a hit with millions of fans during the COVID lockdown, and those fans were worried what would happen to their nest when Jackie died. But there's some good news in Big Bear, ladies and gentlemen. Meet Katie. Her formal name is KD1. She's a banded bald eagle or eagle who hails from the region and spotted with Shadow near the nest. Now, eagle experts tell us do not book a venue for the engagement party just yet. Because she's spending time with Shadow doesn't mean she will be Shadow's long-term mate. But things are looking good, right? Bald eagles typically mate for life, but they often do find a new mate once one dies. Eagle eyes are watching.
So Shadow mourned for a week.
Yeah. No, it was just Jackie was gone for almost 3 weeks prior. Just to be fair.
Wow. Okay.
Well, that clears it up.
I guess in the animal kingdom, it's time is like dog years.
I know.
3 weeks is 3 years.
All righty, guys.
Wow.
Let's move along. Nothing to see here. Thank you, Sam.
Sure. Oh, boy.
Coming up, Lindsay Clancy's mother-in-law takes a stand praising Clancy as a mother as she begged for help.
And new at 7:30, scary moments on a cruise ship tilting as water rushes over the decks.
And we're going to remember, a real legend who turned ESPN into every sports fan's dream and changed TV forever. But coming up, GLP-1s and longevity, why some researchers now think the popular weight loss drugs may help you live longer too. Come on back. Back here on GMA, there is no one like that woman, Celine Dion. Of course, her hit, It's All Coming Back to Me Now. Celine is finally coming back to the stage, and now she's opening up in a new interview about her health. And we'll talk about that in our next hour. Her voice, unmistakable.
No one like it. Like you said, unmistakable. Yeah. You know it's her. But first, we got new at 7:30. Authorities trying to find out what sparked catastrophic explosion at a Toledo, Ohio recycling business. 2 workers were killed, and the Brent Industries building was left a smoldering pile of wreckage. The Federal Occupational Safety and Health Administration is investigating. And take a look at this. Tourists in Thailand pausing for selfies in a normally calm river suddenly swept away by a raging flash flood. Those terrifying moments caught on camera from shore. Officials say one person was taken to a hospital, and fortunately, there were only minor injuries.
That is fortunate. Carnival Cruise Line investigating after one of its ships started listing on Sunday in the Mississippi River, sending water spilling out of a swimming pool onto the deck, and as you can see, into a buffet area. Carnival said movements of this kind can happen during normal navigation, but that it is reviewing the incident. That had to be frightening.
Yeah.
Okay, U.S. Open has announced its women's singles wild cards, including former champions Venus Williams and Sloane Stephens. But one spot still listed as TBA, to be announced. Could it be Sister Serena will be heading back to Queens as well?
We'll see. I have a pretty good feeling about it, though. All right. We're going to turn now to dramatic testimony in that case that's putting the U.S. medical system and postpartum health care in the spotlight. Lindsay Clancy's former mother-in-law taking a stand to defend her. Our chief investigative correspondent, Aaron Katersky, is following the case. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning to you, Michael. This case that is asking jurors to grapple with postpartum mental health is now moving into critical testimony for the defense. Lindsay Clancy admits she killed her children, but she argues she cannot be held criminally responsible because she was in the throes of severe psychosis. This morning, Lindsay Clancy's defense is laying out its case. The psychologist who treated her testified her behavior was consistent with someone suffering from psychosis.
People with psychoses have intermittent symptoms. They can function fine one day, and the next day they can be hearing voices.
He described the call Clancy made from the hospital to her husband nearly 2 weeks after she killed her 3 children and then tried to kill herself.
She had said that she heard a male voice ordering her, telling her that she didn't have any choice, but she had to kill her children and then kill herself.
The testimony is key to Clancy's defense, which is trying to convince a jury in Massachusetts her psychosis skewed her sense of reality. Prosecutors say she acted intentionally and should be sent to prison 3.5 years after she strangled 5-year-old Cora, 3-year-old Dawson, and 8-month-old Callan.
She was begging for help.
Clancy's former mother-in-law testified in her defense.
She was very nurturing, very loving. She was a wonderful mother. Wonderful.
But Susan Clancy said she noticed her daughter-in-law's mental health deteriorating.
Mostly she had insomnia. She was losing her appetite. She was very anxious and sad.
Prosecutors question whether she was really in such distress.
Did the kids come to stay at your house overnight so that she could get some sleep?
No, they didn't.
When prosecutors asked about religion, the judge said they went too far.
Now, are you an active member in the Catholic Church?
Yes.
Okay. So you're aware that murder is considered a mortal sin?
Counsel, can I see you over here?
When the cross-examination ended, Susan Clancy appeared to nod to her daughter-in-law as she walked past her through the courtroom. If Clancy is convicted, she would spend the rest of her life in prison. If she is acquitted, she would be committed to a psychiatric hospital for treatment, then evaluated periodically to see whether it's safe for her to live in society again.
Yeah, but this case has struck a chord across the country. You can see it on social media.
Oh, you sure can, Michael, because it raises so many questions about postpartum illnesses, and it was such an unthinkable act that many people are just trying to make sense of what happened. Some are quick to defend or even demonize Lindsay Clancy. But a lot of what's online is just conspiracy theory that ignores or twists the evidence, and experts say that only distracts from this important conversation about the pressures on moms and the very real issues about postpartum health.
You said it, real issues. All right, thank you, Aaron. Robin?
Okay, now to the urgent search in Philadelphia for a man menacing people on the street while wearing a frightening mask. Rhiannon Alley is here now with those latest details. Good morning, Rhiannon.
Good morning. So scary.
Yeah.
And police say tips are pouring in, hopefully bringing them closer to finding the man who was caught on camera terrorizing people on the streets of Philadelphia.
This morning, a city on edge as police hunt a masked suspect they say is terrorizing people in Philadelphia. Chilling video released by investigators shows a man wearing a disturbing doll face mask.
He's actively engaged in running up to people. It looks like he's attempting to scare or antagonize them.
Watch as a woman jogs, unaware she is being stalked. The suspect suddenly appears behind her, following her step for step as they disappear out of frame.
She becomes aware of his presence, and he speeds up. He gets in front of her, and then that's when he makes that statement. Are you ready to die?
Police now scouring surveillance video in the area, believing he's threatened or chased at least a half a dozen people.
I was definitely scared because it's not normal. Just somebody wearing a mask. And he's like, want to race me? I bet I'm faster than you guys.
Police say the suspect is seen using a cell phone, appearing to film the terrifying encounters. Intelligence units now scouring social media.
You can see that the cell phone is lit up. So it's pretty apparent to us that he's more than likely making some type of recording for social media content.
The Philadelphia Special Investigations Unit has been brought in to help with the manhunt.
So police say they believe the suspect is between 16 and 20. They say he will face multiple charges once he caught, but they also say people shouldn't be nervous about going outside. They should just really be aware of their surroundings.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. But very scary.
But
Very
yeah,
scary.
nonetheless, all right. Thank you so much, Rhiannon.
Now, celebrating a television pioneer, Bill Rasmussen may not have been a household name, but he created something that would be in millions of households for decades. Sam has more on his life and legacy.
It's a great story because it truly was his dream that became the reality. So good morning, everyone. Bill Rasmussen certainly earned the title of the father of sports television because his idea built an entire television industry, a network dedicated solely and totally to sports.
It was his innovative idea to create a cable network solely dedicated to sports that transformed the landscape of television and sports. Also creating an iconic show with that unforgettable theme song. ESPN co-founder Bill Rasmussen told his son Scott about a dream he had about a sports channel during a ride to the Jersey Shore. He would take that dream from conception to reality. His dream, ESPN, launched on September 7th, 1979, from Bristol, Connecticut.
Many people told us there were not enough sports to do 24-hour channels. And I didn't argue with anybody. I just thought they were wrong and I was right.
What you'll see in the next minutes, hours, and days to follow may convince you you've gone to sports heaven.
Welcome, everyone, to the ESPN Sports Center.
SportsCenter was the first show to air on the platform, creating household names throughout its run.
If you think Corey is happy, his mother and father are ecstatic right now.
Fast forward to now, SportsCenter has aired more episodes than any other program in TV history.
This is SportsCenter.
Rasmussen celebrating the 40th anniversary of ESPN with a ceremonial first pitch at Fenway Park to Chairman Jimmy Pitaro.
I had the very good fortune of catching that pitch. That's probably my fondest memory of Bill.
Overnight, Pitaro remembering the media legend.
One of the things that I loved about Bill is that he was a true sports fan. He really loved sports. He loved his Yankees. He loved ESPN. Bill was proud of where ESPN is today, and he's going to be sorely missed over here. None of us would be here today at ESPN if it weren't for Bill.
The company culture Rasmussen introduced decades ago is still being built upon. ESPN is the undisputed worldwide leader in sports, reaching hundreds of millions globally.
It's been the most incredible journey I've ever been on. Whether it was our .com experience or our app, or even as we got close to launching our direct-to-consumer service, Bill had a lot of input and a lot of feedback, which I greatly appreciated.
Rasmussen died on Tuesday from the effects of Parkinson's disease at the age of 93. The sports media patriarch always proudly aware of his legacy.
It confirms that optimism, that if you keep asking questions, some interesting things happen. But of course, I'm proud of ESPN. Who wouldn't be?
It started with his dream. Rasmussen became an outspoken advocate for Parkinson's patients following his diagnosis in 2019, and that work is going on long after his death.
He was such a gentleman. And passionate about sports. Just crazy about sports.
Can you imagine a world without ESPN?
No. And all that happened after that. Yeah. Thanks for bringing that to us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sam.
Now with our play of the day, you said you love sports. Let's see your play-by-play skills
We've been watching a lot of baseball lately, actually. The boys have. I kind of watch over their shoulder. But we do have some stellar plays on the diamond. And here we go. You have to go all the way back to the 1880s for this record. That's right. The Milwaukee Brewers tied a record that goes that far back with an unbelievable 22-0 blowout against the Seattle Mariners. Only two other teams have tied this record, Cleveland over the Yankees in 2004 and the Pirates over the Cubs in 1975. But this man right here may have stolen the spotlight as we move over to the Mets and Padres game. Fernando Tatis Jr. Not only did he hit 2 home runs, one of them in the very first pitch of the game, always exciting.
That right off the bat.
But then take a look at this. New York's Francisco Lindor with a potential grand slam stopped by Fernando's unreal robbery. San Diego. New York.
If it weren't the Mets, I would celebrate a little.
That look, though.
But that look.
I know.
That was something. Come on.
That was amazing. That hurts.
That hurts. Well done, Jen.
Thank you.
Your boys would be very impressed.
Thank you so much.
Coming up, the stars of Camp Rock 3 are here live. Come on back to GMA.
Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. The key primary results overnight, including a race that could decide control of the Senate and what it all means for the midterms.
Landmark trial, testimony underway in the case that could reshape social media, and what we can expect from Meta's Mark Zuckerberg. Celine Dion is about to do what she hasn't in years. What she said in a new interview about her health and how she's preparing for the show her team calls grandiose and romantic.
And get ready to rock. Camp Rock has returned with a new generation.
Nothing's gonna throw me off my game.
Malachi Barton and Liamani Segura are live on GMA, and they're saying,
Good morning, America!
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Wednesday. Good morning, America.
You heard the man. Good morning, America. Toy Johnson has deals and steals on beauty favorites all half off. No one does it like Tori Johnson.
That is the truth. And also ahead, big news from Costco as the wholesale giant steps into the Medicare market.
And Rebecca Jarvis is going to tell us what this means for seniors and how it will impact their health care access.
But first, we're going to have a look at the top stories breaking at 8, starting with the key primary results breaking overnight. Jay O'Brien is tracking the potential impact on the control of the Senate. Good morning again, Jay.
Good morning once again, Michael. All eyes were on Alaska overnight in a race that could decide control of the Senate. Primary voters advancing incumbent Senator Dan Sullivan and former Democratic Congresswoman Mary Peltola to the November ballot. But Alaska allows for 4 names to go ahead to the general election. And right now, it's unclear if that's going to include Dan J. Sullivan, a candidate with virtually the same name as the senator. Republicans have accused Dan J. Sullivan of being a spoiler candidate, and the DOJ is investigating him. He denies any wrongdoing. Meantime, in Florida last night, the Democratic Party's deep divisions on full display. Self-declared Democratic Socialist and State Representative Angie Nixon beating establishment-backed Alexander Vindman, who is a key witness in President Trump's first impeachment trial. Nixon will now take on incumbent Republican Senator Ashley Moody. That race expected to be an uphill battle for Democrats this fall. Robin.
We'll see. All right, Jay, our thanks to you as always. Now to testimony underway in the landmark Meta trial, the social media giant accused of engineering its apps to hook kids. Kana Whitworth joins us with the latest. Good morning to you, Kana.
Robin, good morning. So ultimately, it will be up to a jury to decide if Meta will have to fork over billions of dollars and radically change their platforms, especially when it comes to its youngest users. During opening statements, a deputy attorney general for the California Department of Justice said they plan to show jurors a study conducted by Meta that was titled "The Young Ones Are the Best Ones," accusing the company of exploiting the vulnerabilities of its youngest users to encourage compulsive use. This is an operation that lawyers described as hook, hold, harvest, and hide, claiming the company also harvested data and hid the truth from the public. They call the former Facebook employee to the stand as well, who testified that teens are being exposed to violent and graphic content that was 100 to 400 times higher than what Meta is reporting publicly. In a statement, Meta reiterates its record in protecting teens before it became a legal issue and calls the AG's claims limited, adding the states have no proof they were misled. CEO and founder of Meta, Mark Zuckerberg, does plan to testify about introducing time management tools and age verification, which the company acknowledges is an industry-wide challenge. Now, today's proceedings will again begin with witness testimony, followed by video depositions, and this pivotal trial is expected to last about 6 weeks. Michael.
Yeah, we know you got us covered on that, Kana. And we're going to turn now to a consumer alert. Costco is stepping into the Medicare market. The wholesaler is rolling out a new partnership that can potentially help seniors on Medicare have more access to the health care they need. Rebecca Jarvis here to break it down for us. Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning, Michael. Nice to see both of you. And this is a big move with Costco preparing to enter the Medicare market with Costco-branded Medicare plans. The wholesale giant is partnering with nonprofit insurer Scan to bring Medicare Advantage plans to 2 states and a Medicare supplement plan to a 3rd state. The company says that these 3 target markets include about 5 million Medicare-eligible enrollees, but they are not naming yet specific states or timing while they wait for the government approval that they need. The company also says it plans to launch a suite of senior-focused insurance plans over the coming years, including a reinvented pharmacy experience, MedFlex over-the-counter benefits, vision, audiology, and more. The new Medicare plans won't come with a Costco membership thrown in. That isn't allowed under federal rules. The plans will be sold in Costco stores and through traditional channels like insurance agents and websites. Whether or not you qualify for these plans will depend on the final plan design, the approved service area, and the type of plan offered. Typically, to qualify for a Medicare Advantage plan, you need to have Medicare Part A and Part B and live in that service area. And Costco has built its brand to be a one-stop shop. Now, guys, it is expanding through health insurance, and you're seeing more of this. Yes. These large retail giants getting more into health.
And what do you think about that?
Well, I think they're seeing a lot of advantages because people are coming to them for a lot of reasons.
Sure. Yeah.
Healthcare is not an easy market, and there's a lot of dissatisfaction among people, so they see an opportunity.
They see an upside there.
They do.
I knew you'd know that.
All right,
Rebecca.
You asking,
All
Robin.
right. Coming up on our GMA Morning Menu, what Celine Dion is revealing about her health in a new interview as she gets ready to return to the stage.
Also ahead, could GLP-1 weight loss drugs also help you live longer? The new research this morning.
Plus, why the king of the box office, Tom Cruise, may be King Charles' wingman. All right, we'll explain coming up in Pop News, and Sam is with our special guest.
Look, we filled the hallway here, guys. We have some super fans here. You ready for a Camp Rock morning? Let me hear it. Yeah. You ready? All right, here we go. So Malachi is here with us. Malachi Barton. Liamani Segura is here. We're talking about this brand new movie and what it's like to work with the Jonas Brothers.
So
You've got to fill me in.
So awesome.
All right, well, we'll give you a chance to do that on GMA when we come back in just a minute. Yeah. Really? Are you guys ready? With the signs and everything? Fantastic. Good job, young man. Good job.
Today is definitely the pick of the day here in NYC weather-wise. Back now, GMA cover story, and Celine Dion in a new interview as she gets ready to take the stage for her first series of concerts since she revealed her stiff person syndrome diagnosis. Rhiannon is back with that story for us.
Yeah, guys, it was just a couple of years ago. The world wondered if she would ever perform again, and now she is preparing for one of the biggest comebacks music has ever seen.
The voice of a generation is coming back to us right now. The singer opening up to Harper's Bazaar as the countdown to her return to the stage is officially on. A 5-week residency in Paris is now on the horizon, and she's putting in the work. Back in Las Vegas, Dion is doing Pilates 3 days a week plus 2 days of ballet. It's a remarkable turnaround from just a few years ago when her career came to a halt after a devastating stiff person syndrome diagnosis, a rare debilitating neurological disorder that forced her to step away from the stage. Now she's getting her body and her voice ready to return.
If I can't run, I'll walk. If I can't walk, I'll crawl. But I won't stop.
In the documentary I Am Celine Dion, the 5-time Grammy winner opening up about taking high doses of Valium just to be able to walk, as well as other strong drugs because of the pain.
But I have to admit, it's been a struggle.
They paid for tickets, she says. They bought my records. They gave me that luxury. So the least I can do is tell them that I'm alive. The diva going on to say, instead of questioning life, can you live life? So I'm living my life, girl. I am living the life. Also sharing her special connection with fans, explaining it's got to be because I'm an open book, adding, I'm honest and it's not always pretty. Sometimes it's happy things, sometimes it's sad, but it's called life.
I know we are happy she's returning to the stage. There are no FDA-approved treatments for stiff person syndrome, and it's really a testament to her that she refuses to let this disorder define her. She is rewriting her next chapter, returning to the stage, and her debut in Paris, her 5-week residency, will kick off on September 12th.
Wow. Oh, no, it's sold out.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, we didn't get tickets in time. Oh, man. All right, Rhiannon, thank you. We're happy to see her back. We're going to go now to what could be called the next frontier for GLP-1 drugs, with some researchers now examining whether or not they can help us live longer. It's a story we first saw in the New York Times, and Perry Russell is here with more. Good morning, Perry.
Michael, good morning to you. They've already transformed treatment for diabetes and obesity, but now some doctors are asking the question, could they someday help us live longer, too?
GLP-1s have been hailed as miracle drugs, helping people lose weight, control their diabetes, and even showing benefits for our hearts.
At this point, it's just the fact that it has improved other areas of my life that I'm just like not in a hurry to stop.
Now this morning, researchers are examining an even bigger question. Could they also slow the way we age?
There's only one way to find out.
For centuries, we've searched for the fountain of youth, the holy grail of medicine, a quest brought to life in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
You have chosen wisely.
The University of Texas Medical Branch in Galveston is leading one of the first clinical trials examining whether tirzepatide, the active ingredient in Zepbound, can affect biological aging.
Ultimately hope that our research will show that we slow biologic aging by 10 to 15%. We think there's a lot of people taking GLP-1s. Wait till we prove that it also slows your aging process. Everybody's going to want to take a GLP-1.
Their trial will follow adults 55 to 70 who already qualify for weight loss treatment, measuring biological age markers, inflammation, thinking, strength, and mobility. Early findings from another study are adding to the interest.
And this was really kind of the first look to say, hey, in this scenario, which has a lot of limitations, there essentially was a signal here that warranted kind of future study.
UC San Diego School of Medicine and Case Western University are analyzing blood from 84 adults with HIV and an abnormal buildup of body fat. After 32 weeks, those receiving semaglutide, the active ingredient in Ozempic and Wegovy, showed changes consistent with slower aging on several DNA-based aging clocks. So what does that actually mean for living longer?
In terms of living longer, these are kind of the studies that need to be conducted further in terms of looking at rigorous clinical trial designs with a particular aging focus.
And while there's no evidence that healthy people should take GLP-1 solely in the pursuit of longevity, the research seems promising and is just getting started, something we definitely want to follow, guys.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do.
All right, thank you for that, Perry. And time for Pop News, Sam. What you got?
All right. Let's get started. And let's get started, Popsters, royally with some pop news. And I mean Hollywood royalty and British royalty all in one story. Tom Cruise's upcoming movie, Digger, is getting the royal treatment. The film will make its global debut as a royal film performance in London on September 22nd to benefit the film and TV charity. Now, an organization that supports the UK's film and television industry. Tom Cruise is already, guys, getting some Oscar buzz for this performance alongside Oscar winner Riz Ahmed, John Goodman, Oscar nominee Sandra Hüller, and Jesse Plemons. Fans already know that Tom Cruise has a royal connection because Prince William and Princess Kate supported him during Top Gun Maverick premiere, and he sent King Charles a message for his coronation in 2023. So we can't wait to have the king of the box office, if you will, Tom and a few other friends here on GMA to talk about the movie before it comes out. That's right here. And Digger hits theaters everywhere on October 2nd.
Tom Cruise is going to be here.
Going to be here.
Probably you're going to be sitting right here. I think right here. Right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bring it.
Yeah. What's more patriotic, ladies and gentlemen, than a banana?
It's been a long time.
A banana bowl. It's big news for the Savannah Bananas and all the teams involved in the Banana Baseball League. They have officially announced that they will be hosting the first ever Banana Bowl, and it's in Washington, D.C. this fall as a continued celebration of America's 250th. Sounds perfect to me. The 2026 Banana Bowl will take place at Nationals Park in D.C. with all 6 teams in the league battling it out until there's only one champion left standing. You'll be able to stream all the action October 10th on Disney Plus and Disney's YouTube channel.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. They've come so far.
They really have. Their own bowl.
Popsters, we want more.
We've got more, Robin. All right, Popsters, grab your leg warmers. And guys, take that shiny shirt and unbutton it just a couple more buttons because we're heating up the 80s dance floor. Tensions are rising on the Shards, the hit Ryan Murphy series, and now we have an exclusive clip of tonight's new episode where the teens blow off some steam by competing in a dance competition. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Brett. I like Joan Didion, and I want to be a writer.
Hi, I'm Debbie, and I'm going to rule the world.
Hi, I'm Susan. I'd like to pursue a career in the legal arts.
I'm Robert. I like trying new hair products like gel and mousse and studying the philosophies of Khalil Gibran.
Hi, I'm Cha-Cha. I've been Groover of the Week 3 months in a row, and I'm going to win it again tonight.
One of the stars, Kaya Gerber, who plays Susan, revealing on the red carpet recently that this is the episode she's most excited for fans to see. Well, we're just hours away from seeing it. You can catch it for yourself. The Shards' next episode, titled Murder on the Dance Floor, airs tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern on FX, Hulu, and Hulu on Disney+. That is, it's
good show.
And you know what? Leg warmers have never died. I still wear them. I do.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
But we'll be watching the Shards.
Oh, well, one day was not enough. Now for day 2 of our beauty deals and steals. Tori Johnson's here with products to pamper yourself from small businesses. Hi, Tori.
Let's do it. Okay.
Right.
How about Dare to Age with firming face cream from Dr. Brandt?
Firm it up. Let's go.
Speaking your language here.
Yeah, you are.
This is one that is designed to help be a collagen booster to leave skin firmer, smoother, fresher. Look, we got a little smile over there. From
who doesn't want firmer and fresher?
Exactly. We also have all of the favorites. So their gentle microdermabrasion. This one right here, no more baggage. This is an under eye depuffer. Everything from Dr. Brandt to depending on your specific skin concern, 50% off plus from them.
Free shipping?
You got it.
Legendary line.
Exactly.
All right, what's going on over here?
So this is Pure Minerals, and this is all about accentuating your natural-born beauty.
Yep.
And these are all products that are clinically proven to leave your skin looking and feeling better even when the makeup comes off. So all of these have like skin-loving formulas, not just sort of makeup to look pretty.
And minerals good for the skin?
Yes, this is one of their best-selling products right here.
This?
11,000 positive reviews. It is their iconic 4-in-1 pressed mineral makeup. So you get two things with this: buildable coverage as well as SPF in there. We've got these great brushes, lip, eye, the palettes for
That's
the
a cool
eyes.
brush.
Are
I've never
gorgeous.
seen it look like
Those
that.
are great because it's like a flawless complexion.
Yeah.
At least 50% off. Plus, you know what, from Pure?
What? Free shipping?
You got it.
Oh.
All right, how about some baby soft feet? This is the iconic foot peel. This is the one that you pop on, wear it around for an hour, sit and watch your favorite shows.
Yeah.
Take it off, rinse, nothing happens, and a week later, the shedding begins, and you wind up with baby soft feet. We also have, we got the men's version. This one's a little bit bigger.
Yeah, good.
So we've got the men's version, and then
All
we
right,
also
guys, we're
have
covered.
yeah, the fellas are covered, and we also have the moisturizing sock. This one is not exfoliating. This is one that you could pop on when you just need your feet to feel fabulous in the moment. This is the one for you. All of the options from Baby Foot are
Please
half
take
price.
care of your feet because we all have to look at them all summer long.
There
okay?
you go.
That's all I'm saying.
All right, how about a gorgeous mirror? Look at this, and look at how you can control
Well, Tori, that is gorgeous. And the mirror's nice, too.
Exactly. I hear ya. Fancy mirrors are a favorite because you get 5 times magnification as well as a regular side, distortion-free, phenomenal viewing on these 3 different mirror lights that really mimic daylight, so no makeup mishaps on the go. This is a really great one for travel because it swivels like this, but then watch what it does. It folds flat to fit into your suitcase
that'll go
like
anywhere.
that. And then, you know what? Gem maxing is really all the rage right now. This one.
That's gorgeous.
I mean, Elena, I think she's probably added 10 of these to her cart already. This one, it's got the gorgeous light on the inside and the magnification, the gems on the outside, so you're going to look extra fancy. All of these, 50% off.
You can use that light for your social, too.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a great face
there
light
you go.
for social.
Look at
All
that.
right, just
Extra
saying.
tip, courtesy of Sam.
Okay.
Ginger was downright giddy this morning because this is truly a fave.
GZ?
Brunier, right? Oh. Look at that.
The smell?
Exactly. And
right.
Ginger knows her stuff. So right there, Plum Body, that is a really great body cream. These are loaded with antioxidants. So you're talking polyphenols, omega fatty acids, vitamins A and E, really designed to be ultra hydrating, repairing for skin. This one right here, this face oil, liquid gold. This was called Magic by Chrissy Teigen. That is what put this brand on the map. But Ginger knows too, right? Ginger knows too. We've got their also new cleanser, everything 50% off.
Okay.
And then finally, Epsomit. This is truly concentrated Epsom soaks, but without needing a bath. So whether it is nerve, muscle, foot discomfort, we've got a solution for you. They come in convenient roller balls because a bath is not always convenient.
Right.
But you know what? 50% off is.
You deserve to feel better. This stuff will help.
Yes.
It really will.
Yes.
All right. That's fantastic.
It's a good one.
Partnered with all these companies for all the products that you can get them online at gmadeals.com. But if you scan that QR code, you're immediately shopping. You're right there shopping. All right. Coming up next, an epic lion tale. We go behind the scenes of the first of its kind docuseries with 2 of the people who helped bring it to life. Jon Favreau and Mike Gunton are here.
Welcome back to GMA, live from New York City.
Now we got a new docuseries we want to tell you about. It's called Lion, which follows one cub's journey to adulthood. Our very good friend, Cameron Matheson, sat down with Disney legend and the Lion King live-action director, Jon Favreau, and his co-executive producer, Mike Gunton, to talk about the epic tale. Great to see you, Cameron. Good morning to you.
Great to see you guys too, Robin. This is truly amazing. Now, Jon Favreau calls this a hero's journey. It really, truly is, but behind the camera too. They filmed the cub called Keo for more than 1,000 hours over 4 years. This is a first of its kind mission, but it had risks beyond anyone's control. Take a look. This is the real-life Lion King.
Understanding the whole Pride Land will take him a lifetime.
Captured in the upcoming documentary series, Lion, and spearheaded by producer Mike Gunton and Lion King live-action director Jon Favreau.
This footage was coming in, and I was like, these are all as good as the best shots you could create. Use CGI, these all are better.
And just like in that eponymous film, this series is teeming with the wonders of the African savanna in every shot. From curious furry friends and wildebeests to hyenas and a real-life Simba, only this one's named Kia. And yes, he likes to practice his roar too. What came up for you that was reminiscent of the Disney classic?
I think it's the hero's journey. I think it was the ability to follow this one character that is young and goes through all of the different rites of passage. Lions and humans have a lot of similarities in that our cooperation is our superpower. You know, they're not solitary hunters like tigers. And so there's a lot of intergroup dynamics and intergenerational dynamics and hierarchies. And watching all of those things play out, plus their faces are so expressive. So you start to find story elements that create these very coming-of-age myth that many of the Disney classics lean into.
As Keo gets older, he's becoming a little braver.
Lion follows young Keo for 4 years.
Keo, now almost a year old, is nearly as tall as his mother.
Tracing his evolution from cub to king as he faces the facts of life in the African savanna.
Every year, we have to take a break because the rainy season happens and we have to pull out the crew. So I would talk to Mike, I'm like, when they went back
security?
Yeah, seriously, I was like, I'm not used to having this little control over a story. Usually you write it, you could generate images. Here we only had 2 things we could do. One was editing and the other was music. And everything else had to be as it was presented to us. Those are the only narrative tools that you have, which are powerful tools, but you can't change the outcome.
With over 1,000 hours of raw footage, Lion is a milestone in nature documentary filmmaking, capturing a lion growing up into adulthood, which has never been done before.
This other project we were working on, we'd have a weekly meeting, but every meeting would start with John going, so how's Kia then? Or how's the lion? And then as people came, everybody got so invested, and it's invested in every sense.
Was there any anxiety or fear? Something could have blown up the whole story. So how did you kind of handle that?
I had a hard time with it, to be honest with you. These are real living creatures that you grow attached to over these years because you're rooting for them, you're watching the footage, you're watching them develop in front of your eyes. And every rainy season, we had to pull out the cameras, and every time the rain subsided, I would wait for the phone call. He says, we found him. We found him. He made it. He made it through another winter. And it felt not unlike the way a Disney story might unfold.
Maybe he is finding his courage. At last.
It is incredible. I'm telling you guys, you can't take your eyes off this now. You heard John talk about the music here. Well, the legendary composer Hans Zimmer, who won his first Oscar for the Lion King score, created the original music for this series, making this lion's roar or score another tribute to the beloved animated classic. Lion airs tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern on National Geographic, and then all 4 episodes stream tomorrow on Disney Plus and Hulu.
Cameron, well done, my friend.
Amazing.
Whoa,
thank you.
Looks
great.
Oh,
looks
Can't wait to see that.
Right.
Now with a trend on social media that has doctors raising alarm bells, and when you hear it, you'll know why. It's called tan maxing, and it's exactly what it sounds like. Seeking out the maximum tan by laying out in the sun as long and much as you can. Ashin Singh is here with more on why people are doing it and what doctors are saying. Fill us in, Ashin.
Yeah, morning, Sam, and get a load of this one. If you're like me and thought checking the UV index was about figuring out how much sunscreen to wear, apparently we've been doing it wrong. There's a new social media trend where people actually chase peak UV to get as tan as possible.
Tanning is my favorite thing to do.
For Jaden Nazar, tanning is more than just a hobby.
Being tan makes me feel like myself. I feel better. My skin loves me more. I wear makeup better, I feel skinnier when I'm tanning.
You feel skinnier when you're tan?
Yes, when I'm tan.
Interesting.
Absolutely, that's the real thing.
Jaden considers herself part of an emerging trend on social media, tan maxing.
What the heck is tan maxing?
Well, if you can glance at my skin, it's a lifestyle.
This is my tanning routine.
Many tracking the UV index.
I always check the UV and try and go out when it's the highest. This is the tan that I started with.
Then showing off their drastic tan line.
Here I am, tan maxing.
All while the medical community is raising concerns.
Tan maxing is the trend of the summer, especially for Gen Z. It is very deeply, deeply concerning to me. There is no such thing as a safe or healthy tan.
Are you worried about any dangers from being exposed to the sun? Like, you're out there a lot and you are not protecting yourself, right?
With everything in life, I think there's always a danger.
Sure.
Like, God forbid, skin cancer, of course, I know. I don't burn. So if I burn, I probably would wear sunscreen.
But doctors say just because skin isn't burning doesn't mean it isn't being harmed by the UV rays.
And it increases your risk not only for skin cancer, but for accelerated aging. Wearing sunscreen on your face, neck, chest, tops of your hands, and all of your body is absolutely essential to protect your skin.
And guys, the point Dr. Bo really wanted to hammer home, you do not have to burn to damage your skin. A tan itself is a response to UV exposure. And her advice, sunscreen on all exposed skin, not just your face. And if it's the glow that you're after, there's no shame in a self-tanner. Guys?
Yeah.
So right.
This sounds...
It just...
sounds so bad for you.
I know.
You want to tell people, I've got a 3-inch scar under my eye from tanning because we didn't understand about sunscreen in the 90s and 2000s.
Right.
So please
Now we do.
understand about sunscreen.
Yeah, for sure. It's a really, it's an important problem, and you would think that people would know.
I hope they do, but thanks for telling the story.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate you, Sam.
Now to staying healthy through prevention. There is a new breakthrough medication that can help people who think they've been exposed to COVID-19. This segment is sponsored by Shionogi, the maker of Zocova, and their spokesperson, Dr. Amish Adalja, senior scholar for Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security, joins us. Thank you so much for being here.
Sure, thanks for having me.
I was surprised to learn this, that obviously you can get COVID-19 at any point in the year, but that right now is one of the peaks?
Right. So COVID is unlike many respiratory viruses where we get used to it in the winter months, back to school. It actually has this summer peak. So we've kind of got two peaks with COVID. Summer and winter. And there's some data that now the summer peak is even becoming stronger than the winter peak. So if you look right now, COVID and wastewater is up in multiple different states, particularly in the South and West. So it is circulating, and it's always going to be circulating.
So how can this new pill help people who think that they've been exposed?
So in the past, you probably had an episode where someone called you and said, I was just at your house and now I've got COVID. And then you're kind of in this waiting game, waiting to get symptoms, self-testing. Now there's a drug, Zocova, that you can take in a window, 72 hours after exposure, that decreases your chances of getting COVID by 67%, so 2/3. So this is a new tool in the toolbox for COVID, which keeps getting bigger and better and making this disease much more manageable than it was just a couple of years ago.
And who should take this medication?
This is approved for people above the age of 12. It shouldn't be given to people who are pregnant or breastfeeding. There are some drug-drug interactions, so you need to talk to your provider, but anybody in that eligible group can take it. This isn't just for high-risk people, although it will have a great benefit for high-risk people who still get hospitalized with COVID.
Let's do some myth busting here. So do you need the pill if you've been immunized?
Yes, this is a tandem, something you use in tandem or in conjunction with the vaccine. It's not a substitute for the vaccine, and the vaccine isn't a substitute for it. They both work together. So when it comes to the vaccine, it is still very helpful for prevention of severe illness, hospitalization, and death. It may not block infection, so this is a drug that you can kind of add to that to give you more protection, so COVID is less disruptive to you.
I know that a lot of people still have to deal with it, and thank you so much for being here. I know that we also will be doing more myth busting. Dr. Adalja, appreciate you being here, but on GMA3 you'll see more of this on COVID-19 and all of the myth busting. We also have more information on our Facebook and Instagram pages. And coming up, I just watched it, Camp Rock 3 stars Malachi Barton and Liamani Segura. They're here. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah. You heard the people. Let's go, everybody. Welcome back to GMA. We're listening to One Beat Away from, Camp Rock 3 with some super fans here with us. Yeah. Because as you see, two other stars are here with us this morning, nearly 20 years after the original. The franchise is back with a third movie, so please welcome the stars Malachi Barton and Liamani Segura. Welcome you two. Now, Malachi, you know, there's been so much talk about this. 20 years, right?
Insane.
3 is here. It's here, baby. But you were just a year old when it came out, so I have a question.
I was fresh out the oven.
But how familiar were you with the film?
I mean, I say this all the time, but I feel like Camp Rock was kind of one of those franchises that was just like naturally embedded into your childhood, whether you like it or not. And yeah, I mean, I had the general Camp Rock knowledge, but other than that, it was like.
Oh, we got a crying fan over there. It's okay, my man.
He needs to watch Camp Rock 3.
Oh, yeah, that'll cheer him up. He's mad because he thought he was watching the movie, and we're just doing the interview, but we'll get him out there. It's okay,
buddy.
How you doing? Okay, good.
Okay. Let's make sure he's good.
As long as he's good, then we're good.
No, he's good.
Okay,
he's good. He's good.
Perfect. All right.
So with you at this franchise though, so you kind of grew up and became familiar with it.
100%. And then obviously I had to do my refresh and watch both the movies before I went to Vancouver to film. But that was my I needed to get fully familiar. But I had all the general Camp Rock knowledge up until then. So.
And Liamani, you weren't even born.
I wasn't even born. I wasn't even born yet. Yeah, I came out in 2008.
Do you remember when you first saw it though? And what does it feel like now to be a part of it?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I remember the first time that I watched it. I think I was like maybe 5 or 6 years old, and I remember just like immediately falling in love with the film, idolizing Demi Lovato and loving the Jonas Brothers. They're so awesome, and I looked up to them so much. And yeah, it's one of those movies that just like it's embedded into your childhood. You know, once you watch it for the first time, you get obsessed with it, and it's like it becomes your whole personality.
Yeah, it sticks with you. You all want to see a clip?
You guys want to see it?
Yeah, let's do it. All right, let's take a look at a clip.
Confident and insecure, even at my best.
Not bad.
I'm still struggling with the lyrics.
You just gotta have fun with it.
You make it sound so easy. All right, just so you know, all of this isn't gonna distract me. All right, I'm in it to win it.
So am I.
In it to win it. And you know, as I said, we started, we have all these Camp Rock 3 fans here. Kirby has a question for you. Kirby, go ahead.
Yeah, hit me.
What was it like to be on the set with the Jonas Brothers?
Oh, good question.
That's good.
That's a great question.
Wow, that's a really good question.
I know. Being on set with the Jonas Brothers was so crazy. They're so cool, and I felt like I was like a bonus Jonas on that set because it was just like they make you feel like family. I remember one of the first memories that I had with them was chucking a football around at our little. Which you should have been there for that.
Yeah, they're Giants fans too, so you know I really like them.
Oh, I bet. But yeah, no, they're just such sweet, grounded, down to earth people, and we love shooting with them.
We love them so much.
I feel like they're like family, which is sick.
Yeah.
So. And there was a little surprise, a big surprise. Demi Lovato.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
crazy.
She had an appearance from Demi. But Liamani, you said she had some jokes and she had some great advice for you.
Yeah, she's such a beautiful human inside and out. I mean, it's so crazy. I feel like so incredibly blessed and honored to have seen a side of her that not a lot of people get to see. I remember the first day she was on set, everybody was like, Demi's on set today, and we're all so excited. And I finally built up the courage to go introduce myself, and she was so sweet. And she was cracking some dad jokes, and she was giving us the best advice. She was basically just telling us to take everything in and to live in the moment and to have a great time while you're doing what you love. So.
Yeah. She is sweet. I always love spending time with Demi. And you two have known each other for a while, but this is the first time you've worked together.
We have indeed. This is my girl. I love you
We've
so much.
We've known each other for years now. Yeah, we met for the first time in 2022?
I guess 2022 we were at D23.
D23.
And that was you were in the middle of
High School Musical, the series, yeah. Tim Federle, shout out.
Big shout, Tim.
Yeah, that was the first time we met, and after that, our friendship has just grown, and this is our first thing that we're working on together, and so it feels so awesome. He's one of my best friends, and
love
literally,
so much.
literally,
he's the best ever.
And
she's so talented too.
No,
guys, can we give it up for Liamani?
No, give it up for Malachi.
That's right.
She's
the best. She's the best. What was your favorite part of filming the franchise?
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, getting to hang out with this one. Honestly, it sounds like cliche, but I think that we've seen each other in auditions before, but finally knowing somebody that is so creative and finally having an opportunity to create with that person is so cool.
Yeah.
And honestly, just like being able to hang with the entire cast, they're all like so good.
They're
like,
so
and
talented.
they're young. And they're so young, but like there's like just so many amazing things coming for them, which I think is going to be
so many different energies too. Like
100%.
it's never a dull moment on set with us.
Never.
Literally, yeah.
They're the best, and obviously the Joe Bros. So.
And the Joe Bros.
I'm still laughing inside about the bonus Jonas.
bonus Jonas.
That was so good. Well, we're happy you both are here. So excited for Camp Rock 3. You excited about Camp Rock 3, everybody? Yeah, let's go. Herbie, thank you for your great question, my dear. All right.
Welcome.
And Camp Rock 3, it is streaming right now on Disney Plus. Make sure you check it out, everybody. Stay right there. Good.
Look over here. You too.
Sneaky sometimes.
Have a great day, everybody. Yeah, you